everyone, and welcome to Daytime, presented by California Closets.
Join us in vacay mode as we have a special out-of-office show planned for you today. Everything that you need, from packing tips, top fall destinations. We even have you covered with the most Insta-worthy outfits.
Clearly. So prepare to take off with some help to kick it off from the Jet Set. The weekly show offers travel news, trends, and inspiration, along with on-location visits and interviews around the world. The show is hosted by a former flight attendant who's always ready for a wheels-up time.
Bobby Laurie made a pit stop in our studio to make sure we are prepared for the travel mishaps and to make sure we still have the time of our lives. Bobby, hello.
Hello.
I know that you've even had some travel mishaps lately. There are always bumps in the road.
All the time.
Is it just inevitable?
It is. You really should plan ahead and have a backup plan in case something goes wrong, because nowadays it pretty much is inevitable. Plus, with the way the weather has been, you never really know when one of those isolated storms are just going to pop up and delay your whole trip.
Okay, let's start with airline issues. Cancellations, delays, etc. How do we combat that?
All right, so first and foremost, the airline that you're flying, download their app. Because more often than not, you're going to find out whether or not your flight's delayed or canceled on the app before you hear the announcement in the airport.
Okay.
And on the app, you'll actually be able to rebook yourself. So when you see it's delayed or canceled, it's going to say, hey, you're delayed, here's some other options. The quicker you do it, the more likely you are to actually fly out that day, because you figure 200 people just had their flight canceled. They're all trying to get to the same place. Is there even enough seats to get everybody there? So the quicker you do it, the more likely you are to go out that day. Otherwise, it might be a few days down the line, and you don't want to do that. You'll also avoid waiting in line if you do that. Everyone's going to be in that customer service line trying to get out, trying to find another flight. No one wants to do that, so try to use the app if possible.
Such a great tip.
It is. And you mentioned our seats, and I've run into this before, traveling with family, and we're not seated together. What do you do in that situation?
So a lot of airlines charge you now to select seats on the plane, and sometimes there's just not seats together. So I would say, if you don't have seats together, start looking at the seat map about 72 hours before you fly. That's when most airlines start upgrading their most frequent flyers. So it's going to leave their seats empty as they move to a different one. So that way you might find a seat closer to where you are, or maybe together if you get lucky. At 24 hours prior to your flight, when you do check in, some of those seats that the airlines charge you for become available for free.
Really?
So they will pop up on the seat map so you can move yourself around.
The app again.
The app. Everything's about the airline's app.
Everything's about the app. All right, let's talk road trips. Let's say you're on a road trip, which we love to do. We did it this summer, and you have car trouble. What are some resources you should know about?
So I would always say, have your insurance information and an emergency number stored in your phone, or have it readily accessible. Most times when you find yourself in an emergency situation, you're a little flustered, you're stressed. Trying to find it might be a problem, and the quicker you make those phone calls, the better. I would also say, if you are using a rental car, have the rental car company's phone number available, because if it is a mechanical reason that your car broke down, they can give you a new car or maybe drive one to you so that your trip is not so interrupted.
Good to know.
Now, what if the problem on our trip is our own fault? And if we lost our ID or our documents that we need to board, what do we do?
So a lot of folks now, a lot of hotels, they do allow you to use digital copies of your passports to check in. I prefer to use that rather than pull out my passport all the time, especially when you're traveling internationally. I don't want to do that. More of a risk that you're actually going to lose it. So take a picture of it, store it in your phone. It will also help if you do have to go to an embassy or a consulate to get it reprinted, showing what your original passport was and what it looks like. And when it comes to like your wallet and credit cards, one of my biggest tips lately is everyone's using one of those mobile apps, like whether it be Apple Pay or Google Pay. Store a credit card in there that you do not have in your wallet. So if your wallet were to be stolen or lost, you can cancel all those cards, but you have one card that still works on your phone.
That
so this way your trip's not totally interrupted.
I've never, ever heard that. That is a really good one. All right, in our last seconds, situations where, you know, where things are oversold, how do you handle that?
If you're involuntarily bumped off a plane, you are due compensation up to $1,500 per person if it's oversold. If you go to a hotel and they say that you're oversold, they have to put you in an equal quality hotel and bring you there at the same price that you already reserved. And for cruises, if you get to a cruise and it's oversold, they have to refund you for the cruise and give you another one for free. So make sure you get all of that.
So we have to be the squeaky wheel to make sure that happens.
Kind of hoping my next cruise is oversold.
I know, me too.
Just kidding. Thank you, Bobby.
You can always see more of his travel adventures, plus the do's and don'ts on episodes of The Jet Set. The website has it all.